Hello again. Here we are on top of our Lynbrook Glacier with the crews that worked so hard during the past week to get all the snow removed from the areas and the curb and to try to make the town as safe as possible. I'm going to give a couple shout outs to let them have a few moments here for a couple of sound bites.
Excellent. Be here, guys. Be with you guys on any hill. All right. Proud of everyone here. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ian, and I wouldn't trade this team for any other team.
Phil Healy, Union Vice President. We're always here and we're always ready.
Okay, that's from the crew on the top of the hill. The crew down there with the machinery, working all hours. Our administrative staff out there in the front taking your phone calls. Larry Bean, the Deputy Superintendent, keeping it all together. And thanks for visiting us on the glacier. Here's from the bottom of the glacier now. This is what we've been loading up. I just want to let everybody know a little bit about our storm prep. You know, this past storm with 12 inches of snow with some ice on top of it. We had our 30 pieces of equipment out. We got our 300 tons of salt put in our salt shed, and we started last Saturday, a little more than a week ago, getting everything prepped. We plowed all night, 30 some odd hours straight, and part of the cleanup, not only moving the snow from the street, is to get away from our parking areas, our school crossings, our pedestrian crossings. And this is all what we started over the past 5 days. It's a real test of community cooperation, workmanship, tolerating each other for this many hours, and just trying to keep a good sense of community and good sense of humor about all our work. People do get impatient, but you know they know that we're trying as hard as we can. Maybe I just wanted to pass the mic to one of our senior equipment operators, and also maybe a viewpoint from the garages that always have to fix things. Scott?
How you doing? My name is Scott Keller. I'm the union rep, and I've been an equipment operator for the DPW for north of 20 years. I spent the last 7 days in a payloader clearing up dead ends, little nooks and crannies of town to keep it safe for everybody. And we just want to make sure everyone's safe and all the emergency vehicles can pass by. And that's really the goal, safety. So that's it. I'm going to pass it along to Phil, the union vice president from the mechanic shop.
Phil Healy here. I've been the heavy equipment mechanic for Lynbrook for 12 years now. Storms like this are very difficult on our cop cars, our fire trucks, our salt trucks. Constant effort every day to keep everything running, keep this road safe, keep everybody happy.
See, that's what we do. Try to keep everybody happy and safe, including ourselves. Fortunately, we haven't had any injuries personally or any accidents, and we're just going to keep going at it. And one thing we want to also stress is the community cooperation. And I know people get very frustrated when we're plowing, but you know our goal is to keep the road clear, and our mission is to get clear curb to curb. We do have narrow roads in town, less 30 feet or less in most of them. So it's important for us to move the snow as far as we can to the curb line. I know you come out and shovel. We all have our own driveways at home, sidewalks we've got to take care of. But, you know, if you cannot park your cars at night when we're working along the curb line, we don't intentionally plow anybody in, and we understand how much effort it is to dig it out. And I think more so than ever, I would have to say this storm more than any in the past, the cooperation from community and businesses have been exceptional. And appreciate that very much. And we're going to keep going. And we'll have one more special interview coming up. The mayor from the village is coming up. And I think he has some fun things to say.
Hi, I'm Mayor Alan Beach here, and I'm speaking to Mr. Healy about our past snowstorm and the amount of snow we received. I think it was approximately 12 inches in our village, and how Mr. Healy addressed the situation. I think it started in like mid-evening, like 9, 10 o'clock started to come on in, right? And I know the crews were here all night long on that day, but maybe you can tell me how you were able to keep the crews moving forward considering how long they had to be up to fight the storm.
Yeah, normally when we have less of a snow, we can break it up into 2 shifts and the guys come 12 on, 12 off. But they had predicted a heavier storm. So we brought everybody in. We had all 30 some odd people in and all 21 pieces of equipment out. we break the town into different districts. We have 10 districts for snow plowing, and we had 2 or 3 trucks in every district, just working. And a lot of times in that district, there'd be 3 trucks but 4 drivers, so they could relieve each other at different times, so fatigue wouldn't set in, accidents don't happen. We actually started sanding many hours before that. It was cold out and a lot of people couldn't use salt, but we have a sand salt mix, about a 60-40 mix. So the sand always gives you some traction and grit to minimize any kind of slipping of the cars as it ices up. Below 18 or so, it's not activated.
Does it start to refreeze at that point?
Whatever melts, yeah, it will refreeze. That's why the sand comes in. At least the cars can still move on it and be able to stop and be somewhat safe.
I noticed, like, during the night, I was up all night too, because I pay attention to what's going on. Of course, I go down and I look around and see how the guys are working out, and they were really wonderful. How they were very conscientious, and they made sure that they had that one lane constantly down the middle of the road as the snow progressed. It got deeper and deeper and faster, and they just kept on coming over and over again, which was very reassuring if someone had to get out.
Right.
But then the point came to when the plows started to open up the street a little bit further, and all the snow started to cascade over the driveways, and they told people to come out earlier before it froze to clean out their driveways. And it's a little aggravating for our residents to have their driveway plowed in again over and over again. I know they're conscious of that, the poor guys, they feel bad doing it, but there's no other way to do this.
No, but we try to advocate though. There's 2 ways. We ask them that we go on a philosophy to push the snow and not try to throw it. So let's just keep pushing it. But at least we're not throwing it, which can be very frustrating. We try to avoid the aprons, but if you can push it instead of throw it, we try to keep a few happier customers.
That's a good point, because that's our problem on Peninsula Boulevard, where the snow seemed to cascade over onto people's sidewalks and then froze, and now people can't shovel.
Right.
They really only need a pickaxe to get through it so difficultly, and we did get some complaints about that, and there's nothing we do on those streets, those Nassau County streets, correct?
Correct. A lot of major roads, there's 12 county roads that actually transverse the village, and a state road too. And their philosophy is a little different. They move along when they have to cover the miles. So they can have a tendency to throw more than push. But what can you do? What we can do to try to back them up and help people out as we can.
Yeah, we work nicely together with the county, but it's just the people have to understand that that's the way they do it, and we do it a little differently.
Yes.
We are a little bit smaller, village where that we can do that and actually address situations. You guys have been out, DPW have been out helping people, which is very nice to see. Very community-minded. And then we had CARES unit going out with their snowblowers helping people, so it really came together. And the amount of snow that we received was 12 inches. And as you can see, there's no place to put it because the weather is not getting any warmer.
I have to commend the community though, and the community CARES thing. I know in a lot of other places they don't have that. Such a good resource. It's amazing.
Well, they were overwhelmed this time.
Yeah.
And I know Mike Habert and Jock Capelli, and they had the kids out there. They really did a great job in helping, especially the seniors. Yeah. There was a gentleman over on the south side, 97 years old, and he was out trying to do his snow, and obviously was much too. And he called, and they were able to help him, which was very nice. Yeah, all good stuff. But what are we going to do with all the snow? How about we make a nice mountain for the kids?
I see. It's something I saw in the Newsday came out with something from 1968, I think it was, or in early 60s. It was the anniversary of the Bald Hill Ski Bowl. That's no longer with us anymore in Farmingville. So we could open a little ski resort here,
Well, how about a sleigh? A hill for the kids to have sleighs.
I'm in.
All right, can we do that?
We can do it.
All right, let's get a few of the villages places so that the merchants getting a little cleaned up, and then we'll come back and do this.
Maybe we'll have it ready for the weekend.
There you go. That'd be very good. Thank you, Phil. Thank all the guys for all the hard work they did.
Yeah, thank you for your time.